Yo, we back finally. Episode 7. Always happy hour. Henny Mike.
Jory Fraser.
Yeah. We back, baby. We back. Goddamn.
You all right over there, man?
Yeah. We back. Happy Father's Day. All the fathers out there, you know.
Shout out to Stan.
Shout my boy Capo. My man Doovie. My man Chris. There's a lot of niggas. I'm not about to name all y'all niggas.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot
Niggas
of
getting it in out here.
Wrap it the fuck up. You next, boy? You next?
No.
Having a little situation over there?
No. No. I no.
All right. But yeah, I'm gonna start this shit off. I gotta talk about Kevin Durant, man.
Okay.
Now I'm about to rant a little bit, so just let me rock out. It's not gonna be that long, but okay. First off, fuck you, Kevin Durant.
Whoa, Mike. Kevin Durant he's no small name.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm
I
just
feel like I can fuck Kevin Durant up. Nah, he's like 7 foot. I'm probably let me calm the fuck down.
got big dreams, don't you?
Yeah. I don't think I'm doing anything with that man.
But okay, what's your beef with Kevin Durant?
Because the bitch ass move he did by joining the Warriors.
Okay.
And I'm getting tired of you niggas trying to compare that to the LeBron shit. Cause it ain't the fucking same.
How is it not the
It's
same?
not. Okay, I'll tell you. LeBron
Mm-hmm.
joined I think it was a 44-win Miami Heat team. He was a free agent.
Okay.
He went and joined D Wade, and Chris Bosh followed.
All right.
Now, that team was not a good team before LeBron and Bosh got there. When they got there, of course, they became the best team because you got fucking LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade.
Right.
But they put some role players around them niggas. They got it cracking. They didn't win a championship the first year. They did go to the finals, but they lost to the Mavericks. Then after that, they, I think they won about a couple. So the difference is Kevin Durant is on the Oklahoma City Thunder
Okay.
with Russell Westbrook, who was easily top 10 player in the league himself. Might win MVP this season. Just averaged a triple-double through the whole season. The first time that's been done in I don't even know how many fucking years.
Okay.
It's been a very long time. I think Oscar Robertson was the last person to do that. But, so, last season, the Thunder, with Kevin Durant and Westbrook, are playing the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
They are up 3-1. That means they need one more fucking game to win. Then they go to the finals. Just one game.
Okay.
Know what these niggas do? Everybody knows. They fucking choke. They lose 3 straight to these niggas, and they lose the series in 7. That Warriors team goes on to play the Cavaliers. They end up losing in 7-0 to Cleveland, but all right, whatever. But that year, the Warriors broke the single season record. They went 73-9, I think.
Right.
So that's fucking hard to do. All right.
Yeah.
So they were a ready-made good team. Plus, they won a championship the year before, 2015.
So, but you're saying
Now,
it's
let me
different.
finish.
Okay. Go ahead.
Here's the difference. Kevin Durant joined a team that clearly didn't need him. Clearly, they already not did they break the single season record for record for a team. They already won a fucking championship without this nigga.
This is true.
They won a whole championship without this.
But
nigga.
I mean, otherwise, well, why would he go to the team? They had to be, if they didn't need him, they wouldn't be offering him a certain amount of money to come to the team.
Yeah, of course, because see the situation that happened last year when the Warriors played Cleveland, they was up 3-1 and they choked, and Cleveland came back and won.
Okay.
So I guess they was like, yo, we got to get these niggas up out of here. So I mean, they're already the best team. Fuck it, you gonna want all the best players. So yeah, let's get KD. He's a free agent. But it's I don't even blame it that much on the Warriors. It's KD's fault because that's a bitch ass move. You're a superstar, fam, a fucking superstar, and you went just to win a ring. You just jumped aboard wave or an already made team just to get a championship. That doesn't seem cheap as shit to you. It's fake jewelry to me. Like, you did all that
Okay, I see
just
your
for
point.
a ring.
I see your point.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And like, I hate people saying, "Oh, he wasn't going to win with Westbrook." They was a game away from eliminating these.
Are you a
niggas.
LeBron fan?
I like LeBron. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan, but I understand his greatness. He is top 2 all time. I think Jordan is the GOAT all time, and LeBron is easily second in my opinion.
Second.
He's second in my opinion. Yes.
You know how long basketball's been around?
Yeah. I really watched the game. Yeah.
Better than Dr. J.
Yes, easily yes.
Better than, like, okay, there's a lot of legends we can go down. Just better than all of these legends.
You can make an argument between like him and Kobe.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and shit like that.
No,
but
I would say LeBron's better than Shaq. I don't follow basketball as deep as you, but I will say LeBron's better than Shaq. I don't think Shaq is great as a big man, but I mean, I don't see him having anywhere near the skill set LeBron has.
No, yeah, of course not. But Shaq is the most dominant athlete probably of all time. He was unstoppable. No one can stop that nigga. Who is more unstoppable than Shaq?
Yao Ming.
No,
I'm just fucking.
no. Fucking Yao Ming.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
He couldn't even finish his career. He kept breaking his fucking feet. And I like Yao, but come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But let me get off this shit so we can really start the show. But look, KD is a sucker move. I hate the people that saying he wasn't going to win with Westbrook. How the fuck wasn't he going to win with Westbrook when they almost did? They went to the finals before and they lost to Miami when LeBron was there. So I'm not trying to hear this shit, all right? The nigga won multiple scoring titles with Westbrook on his team. He won a fucking MVP with Westbrook on his team. So now when they choke to the Warriors, oh, he wasn't going to win with Westbrook and da-da-da. So miss me with that bullshit. KD, suck my dick, fam. That shit was weak. I'm going to always think it was weak. And yeah, so that's my rant about KD.
You've been treated to a very early session of Angry Mike.
Yeah, I had to get that shit up out the way. That shit was bothering me.
I understand. But I'm actually glad you brought that up. Because you and I before, not to just jump into another sport, but you and I before had a conversation about football.
Yeah.
Where I mentioned that I thought that at this point, what's going on, what they're obviously doing to Kaepernick. I'm not talking about the bullshit excuse like, oh, he's a vegetarian and it's just too much of a distraction for the team. That and not that bullshit. Or he just wasn't. Oh, you hadn't heard the excuses?
No, I didn't know he was a vegetarian.
Yeah. The excuse, they were like, well, he's a vegan, he's a vegetarian, or
what the fuck does that have to do with it?
They said it's just they were like it was a distraction of the team. Then they were like, well, he just wasn't that great of a quarterback, even though his stats were better than a lot of these niggas they gave deals to. Exactly. So my thing was what I had said was seeing how they're treating a black man who took a stand for black lives. I said that every black player in the NFL, and honestly, not even just black people, if you're a decent nigga, if you're just a decent human being, I would boycott. I would refuse to play until that nigga got a job, or at least something was resolved. But they're not doing that, and I feel that that's fucked up, because if a nigga is willing to blacklist somebody for just simply he didn't even say shit, just a quiet demonstration where he's like, hey, Black Lives Matter or whatever. That means them niggas don't give a fuck about your life. Like I told you, the NFL is 70% black.
Yeah.
So what gives?
So you're basically saying you want every black NFL player to boycott.
Yeah.
And my response to that was that's not very easy to do.
Why would it not be easy?
I understand what you're trying to say, and I guess I say it's not easy because everyone is not getting paid Tom Brady money and shit.
They're not, but they ain't starving, Mike. They're earning far more than we're earning.
I know, but that doesn't mean that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot more.
We don't know these people's responsibilities.
Their responsibilities.
Yeah.
Mike.
They have a lot of kids. I think it's a cornerback. I can't think of his name. Anthony Cremani, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
He got like 10 fucking kids.
That's an exception to the rules. If a nigga has 10 kids, that's his deal. That's his problem.
That's still his responsibility.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't say, well, let's not boycott because this nigga over here got 10 kids. It's bigger than that.
No, I'm talking about if he doesn't want to do it.
So,
how can you say that?
Let's be realistic, Mike. If you had to bet on your life that if they boycotted, his kids would starve, do you think they'd starve? Or do you think they'd be all right?
My point is, I don't know. I don't know that.
But what do you think? What would you be willing to wager?
I would probably say his kids might start doing, or he might start doing very bad. Yeah. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of mouths to feed, including his own. And if he has a wife or a girlfriend.
I just think that, man.
And some niggas, football is all they have. They don't only get a football check. You don't have these niggas who have, sponsors and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, say that to a fucking second string punter if he could just stop boycott. He probably gonna go fucking broke. Like, he's gonna have to look for regular work.
They're not gonna go broke that fast.
It's not about going that fast, but you're still gonna go broke.
So what you're saying is it's worth putting aside your dignity as a black man to do this?
I feel as though you're digging too deep into it. It's
How?
plenty of ways you can support that man without boycotting. Plenty of ways.
How?
I feel. Support one of his movements. Do more for your community.
Well, that's not going to do anything they're still blacklisting him from the NFL.
I understand that, but you see, you're making it sound like some of these football players. This is their career.
It's his career too.
I understand that, but you're asking them to just drop everything and let's just protest with this man like it's nothing. I understand it's wrong. And
the nigga was sacrificing. He was willing to sacrifice his shit to make a statement that, hey, I think this is fucked up that these people are getting killed and shit by these cops.
Yeah, but you realize Kaepernick is not boycotting the NFL. He's still looking for a job.
Yeah,
you mean to tell me if the Eagles or something call this nigga, he's signing, so he's not even boycotting.
That's the point. If he gets signed, there will be no need to boycott. The fact that there's an active effort going on in the NFL right now to keep this man from getting a job. Mm-hmm. Knowing and the fucking, like I said, the fucking excuses about him being a vegetarian, he's a distraction. The fans won't come to the show, blah blah blah. It was all bullshit.
You coming to the game? It
was all bullshit. So I mean, there is a I don't like to use this word, but there's a conspiracy to keep him from out of the NFL. They're literally blacklisting him from the NFL, and I feel like whether or not you have let's see, you have 10, 11 kids or whatever, before anything, you're still a nigga in America.
Yes.
And you're going to let these white people that you're earning money for, you're going to let them do a nigga like that?
Why not use this money that you're getting from these white people to better and help your community and help your mans?
Are they doing that?
I don't know.
They're not.
Them.
They're not.
Whose fault is that then?
That's them.
So what are you saying right
I'm saying that's my whole point. These NFL players ain't shit for that.
No, it's a couple It's not even a couple. It's a lot of players that support Kaepernick and go to his functions and all that.
Like I said, with all the money they make, they could easily make their own league.
You keep saying that like anybody could just up and leave. We don't know these people's personal lives, Frazier. You may know, he's a football player. He got a lot of money. I don't fucking know that. Some of these niggas got gambling problems. They in debt with shit. Football is all they got.
They're still making a lot of money, Mike. That's my point.
But my point is you don't know their life. I just told you a nigga got like 10 kids. That's a lot of fucking kids, bro. Like, that's a lot of kids.
Mike,
think of
if you are making,
kids.
I realize, if you are making an amount of money where you could be comfortable, but you have 10 miles to feed. That's I hate to sound heartless, but that's his deal. That's his problem. Okay? Nobody told him have all them damn kids. It's not necessary.
So what? What? So what do I don't get your point.
I think it's about weighing what's more important. Is it more important that I have money? Or is it more important that I'm saying, hey, I don't think this is right what you're doing to this guy, and I don't appreciate you making this statement that my life doesn't fucking matter.
So let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Let's say they boycott.
Yeah.
Right? Kaepernick still doesn't get a team. He still doesn't get signed. How long does this boycott supposed to last?
I don't see how that wouldn't work. The NFL at the end of the day is a business, right?
Yes.
They're out to make money, whether through merchandising, ticket sales, whatever. Their star attractions are these players. People come to the games to see their players play. If 70% of your league is not fucking playing, all you got is a good idea. So I mean, something's gonna have to give. Somebody's gonna have to sign the nigga.
So what you want is him to get signed and ride the bench because he ain't gonna fucking start. He's a good quarterback, but he ain't gonna start. He ain't gonna start unless a nigga gets hurt and he gets put in. But he ain't gonna start. I watch football. Trust me, he's not starting on the team right now.
Okay.
But
he was riding the bench before.
I understand that he'll be a great backup. So you mean to tell me you're doing this just so he can be on the bench?
It's the principle, Mike.
You understand the average age for a football player to still play football is like 30, right? It's really early.
I know.
It's a very dangerous sport.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you, how long is this protest supposed to last?
As long as it takes. So
then I don't get what we're getting out of this.
If I don't see how you're not understanding, Mike.
No. Answer that question. We protesting for years. Nothing's happening. What are we getting out of this? We stood up and we didn't work for the white man. And now we ain't got no money like we used to. And now my 10 kids can't eat because I stood up for this nigga. Which listen, I don't want to sound heartless or a dick. I feel what they're doing to Kaepernick is very wrong and it's fucked up. But I don't think it's so easy for a nigga to just, I ain't playing until this nigga gets signed. Like, I have responsibilities, fam. I'm not getting Tom Brady money, Cam Newton money. No, I don't have 1 million sponsors. I don't have this and that. I know if I play and I fuck my knee up and my career's done, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I have a house. My mother got a house. I'm paying this her. So you feel me? Like what I'm saying is a lot of people that have responsibilities we don't know about. Let's take the 10 kids out of it. Let's say a nigga's paying all his mother's bills and his siblings' bills because they didn't have nothing growing up. So he made it, and now he's doing that for them. What do you say about that? That's his problem, like you said about the 10 kids. That's his problem.
I think it goes back to weighing what you value more. I mean, is it more like if let's say you're in this position, Mike, is it more important to you to earn money? Even, what you do with that money is your business once you get it, whether you use it to support your family or whether you use it to buy this or buy that, whatever. Is it more important for you to earn money, or is it more important for you to be like, hey, I'm not gonna let you mistreat a nigga like that?
What I would do is I would earn my money, and then I would do things to bring more light to the situations that's going on. I would get that money from the white man, and I would use that money to better my people and do better for my people. Using the white man's money, I'm getting. So it's still a win.
In the end, what happens to Kaepernick through that though? He's still like there's no pressure because right now there's no pressure on the NFL to sign him. To get him a job. You know why? Because they don't have to. They've got all the money. They've got all the players.
Exactly.
Everything is still going. But that's why I'm saying a boycott would work because they cannot afford to lose that much money.
But what I'm saying is,
if 70%,
Kaepernick is, I don't know his exact age, but if he's about to hit 30. A lot of your niggas that stand inside is gonna be like, yo, bro, this nigga's about to hit 30 years old. He not even about to be in the fucking league. So the league ain't gonna do nothing but just we gonna wait till that nigga hit 30, and then we gonna see what y'all do.
I would just, man, I just think it's a principle.
If that's the case, so shouldn't NBA players take a stand and some black baseball players and shit like that? Should they boycott too? For Kaepernick?
I mean, it would definitely be welcome. I don't think that's personally necessary because
so only the NFL.
I mean, yeah, but like baseball, they're owned by different people. Like, so if baseball players boycott, that's a good thing to do. That's supportive. But I mean, the NFL, they ain't losing none of their players. It's a big difference if my neighbor says, "Well, I'm going on a hunger strike until you cut your grass or take down this fence you're building on my lawn. So I'm gonna go on a hunger strike." You ain't gotta see them niggas over there.
Hold on, you know that works though.
Huh?
Some people that works for some niggas. That hunger strike shit. I swear to God.
If you have a soul, but these are rich white billionaires. They don't have souls, Mike.
All right,
so like,
if your neighbor said that, you're not gonna cut your grass, or you gonna be like,
if my neighbor goes on a hunger strike,
yeah.
Look, dude,
Give it a buck.
I am a spiteful motherfucker. Okay,
you ain't gonna cut that grass.
Man, that grass will grow high. I'll be like, okay, nigga, you on.
So you gonna let that man die because you don't want to cut your fucking grass?
He can eat whenever he wants.
He might be slipping in some crackers or something. Like, he's not about to die over no fucking grass. Like,
hey, man,
what do you write on his tombstone?
It was
he died for grass.
It was hypothetical, but you know that's what I'm saying. It's different. It's a big difference when the hole is in your boat. Okay.
Yeah.
When the hole's in another nigga's boat, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to do this, or my boat's gonna sink." You can be like, "Fuck you and your boat." But if the hole is in your boat and you're sinking, it becomes more urgent. So if 70% of their players are like, "You know what, we ain't gonna play until this guy gets a job. We don't know who's gonna sign him. We don't care who signs him. You just better find him a job if you want us to keep playing." Then all of a sudden, they can't run games no more. They 70% of the league. That's a big portion. Whether they're making money or not making a lot of money individually, they're still valuable in the fact that if you lose 70% of anything, you've taken a big loss. Do you know how much money they would lose? Because if you can't run games during the season, then they're gonna lose billions per game. And then you know how much? Do you know how much money like the football season brings in yearly?
A lot.
Billions. Billions and billions. Who the fuck is, if you think niggas are gonna sacrifice billions of dollars just so they can spite this one nigga over here? No, it's not gonna work. They're gonna be like, okay, what do we want? Somebody just sign him and put him on a bench or something? Or are we gonna continue to lose billions and billions and billions of dollars?
Look, I look at it like this, man. It's fucked up. I feel like it's hard to do. It's not that easy. I don't know.
What would you do? That's what I'll end it on. What would you do?
I'm like this. I support Cap. I hope he keeps doing what he's doing. I hope he gets a job. He almost got signed not too long ago to the Seahawks. But what would I do? I mean, I don't know. It depends on the situation. I would support the nigga any way I can. Boycotting, I don't know if I can say I'll do that because I don't know what my responsibilities would be. But I would take the money.
Say they were the same
him.
as they are now. Say they were the same responsibilities you got now. Would you boycott?
How much am I getting paid?
Standard NFL fare. You may not be rich, but you ain't starving. You driving a nice car. You're doing pretty okay.
I think
you can afford to go out places and buy some shit if you want to. You ain't hurting.
I think I don't know. I don't know. It would be hard for me to.
You realize even the bench warmers for the NFL get paid well over six figures, right?
Yes, but that doesn't mean you're good.
6 figures, Mike. I don't think you realize how much a 6-figure salary is?
I don't think you understand just because you're getting paid that, you're not living like how we're living, Frazier. You can't live how we live. You can't live in a place where you pay very cheap rent. Like, you understand that? Like, you can't. I think you're thinking like you getting that money so you can just live like us. No, you can't. You can't live like that. You still have problems. You still have expensive shit to pay. You still have rent that's not cheap to pay.
I know,
but
they're making more than enough to pay it. That's my thing.
And you can't say that for everyone because you don't know everyone's responsibility. You don't know everyone's responsibility. You just don't. You can't say, yo, you should boycott. I don't know what that nigga's doing. He could be taking care of his whole fucking family. I can't tell that man to just stop playing and don't get these checks. I can't do that.
I'm gonna put this in perspective.
It's like, hold on, it's like right now. It's like right now. If I come to you and I was like, yo, let's go to this trip. I need this money, Yo, put your bread in so we can take this trip. I don't know what you have going on. I don't know what bills you got. I don't know if you got something coming up you got to do, blase. I can't just do that. I don't know what's in your pockets. I don't know what's your responsibility. Yes, I know what you get paid at our job, but I don't know you got to take care of this. You got to take care of that. You got to take care of that.
Who the fuck has so many responsibilities that a 6-figure salary
A lot of
is not
people.
how?
Tell that.
What circumstances can you think of, Mike, where a 6-figure salary is
I'm about
not?
to answer that. There's people in the NBA who grew up from nothing, from shit.
Yeah.
They got like 12 siblings. They made it. So now, guess what they're doing? They're taking care of their family. There's people who came from bumfuck places who their parents grew up working all day, every day for nothing. You mean to tell me he's not supposed to take care of his parents and do this and that? That's a responsibility. All I'm saying is you can't speak on everyone's responsibility. An athlete getting that type of money, a lot of them have gambling problems. A lot of them have debts. Look at Floyd. Niggas talk about Floyd Mayweather. He has a problem. They said Michael Jordan used to have a gambling problem.
Jordan revealed himself to be a complete cunt.
But I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like niggas have issues. I'm just saying I can't speak on everyone's issue.
I guess.
But I feel what you're saying and I support what you're saying. I support Cap and what he's doing. But all I'm saying is it's hard for a nigga who ain't getting Tom Brady or this and that money to just, you know what, I can skip a couple checks. Some niggas is actually living paycheck to paycheck, believe it or not. Just because you in the NFL, you have shit you have to do. How many niggas you hear, how many rappers and this and that you hear used to be getting money? Now they're fucking broke.
That's very different. It's a very different field. It's a completely different animal. But if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Mike, I just don't think that you can compare somebody who's in the NFL, like as far as the money they're making, and somebody who's in the rap game. Broke rappers are common. No, there's tons of broke rappers out there.
What I'm saying, I understand that. What I'm saying is, it's easy to go broke, no matter who you are. It's easy
to some degree. I think you're missing a big point here. And then I'm gonna get off this because I'm gonna go into something else. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the NFL, even if you're a bench warmer, you're making at minimum 6 figures. At minimum, 6 figures. Okay. Now, if you say you're giving out circumstances like, okay, what if you got 10 kids? What if you got, crazy baby mom or whatever? But even then, if you make 6 figures, you got more than enough money to eat off of. And at least, I know what you're about to say, but at least you have a certain amount where you can invest, you can put it in a bank, you can put it in a savings account. You can do a lot of things. You can invest in mutual funds, stocks, bonds. My fucking grandfather had stocks, dude. He wasn't balling, but he was able to afford fucking stocks, and he was eating off of that shit. So if you're making 6 figures, you can afford some shit like that.
All that sounds good. But like I'm going to keep saying, you can't speak for another person's situation. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds smart. Everyone doesn't do that. We hear about athletes going broke all the time. We hear about, I don't want to say rappers, but we hear about athletes going broke. We hear that.
I think it's harder for an athlete. I think it's harder for an athlete to go broke than a rapper.
Act like we don't hear. Forget the rapper thing. Let's just talk about athletes. Let's act like we don't hear stories of athletes going fucking broke. Mm-hmm. Let's just not pretend that. Like, Vince Young was a promising quarterback.
Right.
What the fuck is Vince Young doing right now? I heard he's struggling. He's struggling. He was a Heisman winner.
Yeah.
He's struggling. Like, he was a big deal and he's struggling. So I'm like, I cannot speak for I can't count another man's pockets.
I got you.
I just can't.
Okay.
But I support Cat, man.
Well, we will agree to disagree on this one.
Do we agree on any fucking thing?
I think sometimes I'll concede to you. I think sometimes I'm not. See, people get the wrong idea about me. They think that I'm some sort of contrarian. Like I just disagree to disagree.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Right here, dude. Yeah. Right here. All right. But if you can beat my logic, like if you can explain to me why my logic in something is flawed, and then I will gladly accept whatever position you have.
That's bullshit. Because I smoked you a couple times.
No. The few times that you did, I have told you, yeah, you're right. You got me there. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna die on the hill. Okay, I'm not gonna die on the sword. Okay. If some shit, if you're right, you're right. I just think this one there's too much to disagree with.
Yeah, okay.
But I promised you a few days ago before we got together for this that I was gonna tell you a story.
You're gonna do it now and not
No.
story time?
I have a different story for story time.
So you got two stories.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I got a couple. It's been an eventful week. So for those that don't know, there's earlier this week.
Hold on a second. What was the last story? Was that my basketball story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me make sure.
Earlier this week, I walked outside to find my car had been broken into.
God damn.
Yeah, man. Bad luck.
Don DeMarco. It's a
found
rap.
that my car had been broken into. About 150, maybe a little over, that I was gonna deposit at the bank was taken out. A couple CDs. I don't know who the fuck still listens to CDs. My laptop doesn't even have CDs.
Was it?
Huh? I don't even know what CDs I have in there no more. Those were from like when I first got my car and it didn't even have like the aux cord or whatever. Now I don't even know I don't even know what was on those things. They were like just little CDs I burned with various songs that were hot at the moment.
Wait, hold on. I got something really childish I want to do.
Go ahead.
Can you start it over and say how you walked outside and what happened?
Okay. I walked outside and I found my car had been broken into. Is that the flex bomb? Really, Mike? Is that what we're doing here? All right. I'll remember that. Wait till you get robbed. Wait till niggas get you.
I thought it was so appropriate.
Wait.
Sorry.
YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.
Sorry. Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Okay,
yeah.
Man.
So, of course, I'm hot, right? I'm hot when I see it. My car door kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
CDs, papers everywhere. My glove box, my dashboard, everything's open.
I hate fucking thieves, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. And I'm like hot about it. Like I stared at the shit for like 3 minutes, and I was just like, first nigga I see with keys in his hand, I'm going after him. But then I cool ahead. Yeah. I was like, yeah, let me calm down. So
could you imagine like a 60-something-year-old man had keys in his hand? You was gonna fuck him up.
When you lose that much money in the morning and you got to go to work and you know it's going to be a shitty day at work, you're just in a bad place. Yeah, the shit that you can rationalize to yourself is crazy.
That's a bad, yeah. You're right.
Then later in the week, this girl tried to con me. She tried to, and this was the wild part, right? Now, I met this girl on Facebook. And it wasn't like one of those. At first, I thought she was like one of those bots, that some ridiculously hot girl sends you a friend request. I'm like, I don't know this girl.
A bot?
A bot. That's what they're not real people. They're like spam.
I thought you were like trying to say thought or something, and
Mike,
you added some slang to it.
Mike,
I don't know. I'm sorry,
Mike. You know me long enough to know that I would never use the word thought. I think that's a dumbass phrase.
I've called a couple females thoughts.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Just finish your story, man. It's not
yeah. Let's not get into that. But okay, so I met this girl on Facebook, and I didn't really talk to her much until how sometimes girls post these pictures or whatever, and tons of likes from thirsty niggas on there. They'll be like, "Oh, baby, you so gorgeous, and when you gonna let me try? You need to get with a real nigga. Oh, I would treat you, just thirsty, just throwing, thirst bait pictures and shit." Yeah. So now with her, like every now and then I would see like a post she made, and there'd be like all like hundreds of comments and shit. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe I just don't know that many people. But by Facebook standards, some of the shit that these niggas was on her comments was like over the top.
Yeah.
And I would be like, God damn, let me scroll through this. Let me scroll. Niggas was wilding.
You know, people are gonna joke on us because we still be on Facebook.
Really?
I guess to everyone, Facebook isn't cool anymore.
What?
I don't get the fucking difference from it. In Twitter.
Wait. Tons of people are on Facebook.
I know. I just, the cool guys got to talk their shit. I don't know, but
I wasn't even aware that this was not a.
they're gonna hear it.
Everyone I know is on Facebook.
I bet you it's gonna get one dick to be like, "You're still on Facebook."
Well, what the fuck are people on now?
Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
What the fuck can you do on Twitter that you can't do on Facebook?
The only difference I would say is more celebrities actually be on Twitter.
What's the fuck about? Never.
That's all I got.
Whatever.
I love Instagram and Snapchat though. It's
Either
fucking amazing.
Anyway, first, I thought she was like a bot, but then I was like, no. It's funny about the word bot.
I don't know, man. Just go ahead, man.
Anyway,
I'm feeling good.
And Hennessy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, turns out she's a real person. So one day I hit her up, right? I see another post, more thirsty comments, and I hit her up, and I'm like, yo, like,
You hit her up.
yeah, I hit her up. Mike, don't do that shit.
Come on, what the fuck's going on?
Thank God.
Why
Jesus Christ.
bitches up, Frazier?
Why? Well, if you must know, Mike, it's because I'm a nice guy.
Drop bombs on that shit. All right, continue.
If you must know, it's because I'm a nice guy. So, I get concerned. You can call me Captain Save-A-Ho, whatever. But I get concerned when I see that level of harassment, man. It wasn't no normal shit. It was some extreme shit.
Okay.
So I hit her up. I was like, yo, is this like an everyday thing for you?
Yeah.
I was like, are you all right? What the fuck? How are you not? Are you blocking these niggas? What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, she hit me back. She was like, yeah, it's annoying. And, I try not to let it bother me. And we talk about that for a bit. Small talk.
Uh-huh.
And then she was just like, well, but I only reply to them if they want to make money. So of course I was like, money? What? And she's like, what bank do you use?
Oh shit.
Yeah. This is the start. So I was like,
that's the bad question to start.
yeah. She was like, yeah. What bank do you use? I was like, I use Wells Fargo. And then she tells me, she's like, with Wells Fargo, she's like, we can make like 5,600. And I was like, yeah, I doubt that.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm serious. We could make 5,600.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm like, okay. I was like, I'll bite. How exactly does this work? And she's like, if I told you, you wouldn't need me. And I'm like, bitch, come on now. Does this shit really work? I was like, but she sends me this like slideshow of pictures, right? Of her.
Of money and shit.
Yeah, with her with these stacks of cash and like these various accounts.
This is why you need Instagram, because that happens all the fucking time on Instagram. So if you were on Instagram, you would have known to stop talking to this person.
No.
Right.
I knew as soon as she said, we could make this amount or whatever,
Yeah.
and she was like, if I told you, I was like, yeah, this is a fucking scam.
Yeah, okay.
But I was curious to see where this was going. So I was like, all right, let me see.
On your hands, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm pro interesting shit. Okay. So she sends me these pictures, all of these accounts, receipts, her like counting lots of money and shit like that. Each of these accounts and receipts have different names on them, but I could tell it's like the same hand holding the receipt.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay. She was like, if I get your card today, I could have it looking like these accounts by like tomorrow or a day after that. She's like, the transfers take like a day to clear up. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, so where exactly does the money come from? What do you get out of this?
Yeah.
Why would you do this for me?
Exactly. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
But all I did was be like, hey, are you all right? I was like, and she's like, well, she's like, I was like, what would I have to do? What's the catch? There's no such thing as free money. She's like, well, all you would have to do is just take the cash out when it goes into your account and we'll split it 50-50. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to pass.
How the fuck is that even possible? I don't even know you. Where am I sending your fucking half?
So like it's
I'm
wild.
lost.
I guess she was gonna transfer the half out of my account or whatever. But
Who falls for some shit like that?
this is where the story gets good. Now, so I was like, yeah, no thanks. It's like, I'm not gonna, I think I'll be all right. She was like, are you sure? And I promise you. I was like, no, I'm good. Because at this point, I'm like, one of three things going on, Mike. She's either a thief looking to use my account as a scapegoat.
Obviously.
She's either a gangster looking to use my account as a rat hole for some illegal funds.
Yeah.
Or she was just going to try to take all the money out. But I had already been robbed earlier that week. I didn't even get to deposit that fucking money, so the joke would be on her.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not funny, but jeez.
It's funny. You gotta laugh at shit sometimes.
But yeah, so at this point, I go, I log off the messenger or whatever, and I see her post a couple more thirsty niggas and shit, and then I see what she's been doing. Right.
Okay.
Now, these guys will comment and shit, and she'll pick out certain ones. She'll pick out certain ones and be like, DM me if you want to make some money. She's like, slide in my DMs if you're trying to get paid.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining this shit works on a lot of people. Now, check how this becomes bigger, right? So I was like, she's just a student at VCU. Where the fuck is she getting access to a teller thing? So she has a friend that she's constantly talking to. Like, they shout each other out on Facebook all the time. Mm-hmm. So I click on her page. Guess who's doing the same shit?
That bitch too.
Her friend. And guess her friend is a bank teller at Bank of America. I'm like, oh, so it's a racket. And then I saw what was going on. So check this out, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's say, for instance, we're in their place.
Uh-huh.
You post like these thirst traps or whatever. These niggas come on the page or whatever. You tell them DM you. You run the little game on them. Tell them you can make them this amount of money, that amount of money. You get their account information.
Yeah.
And you tell them you can put money in. Now, this is what they were doing. So you get 10, 20 dudes to give you their account. Their account.
20 fucking dudes.
I'm being generous here. You don't know how many guys be commenting on her shit.
Yeah. 10,
20 dudes, whatever. And let's say you take like $5 out of this guy's account per week, $5 out of his account, $5 out of this account, $5 out of that account. You're making a decent sum there. And let's say her friend who's doing the same thing is pulling in a similar amount.
Yeah.
And then they're splitting the money, and then they're taking the money and they're hiding that money in other accounts, making it look like they're increasing the money in your account when really they're just transferring it so you can be blamed if they get caught.
I gotta say this. It's 2017.
Yeah.
If you're still falling for shit like this.
That's what I was saying. I was like, it was the Nigerian.
It's ridiculous.
It was almost like the Nigerian print scam. Where niggas was like, hey, I'm your long lost relative.
Yeah,
and
like
we died and left you like $1 million.
Like, come on, man. Who's still falling for shit like this? I need you to show me her name, though, because I'm about to fuck with her.
You are?
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be a dick.
I'll do it. I'm gonna show you.
I'm about to send her so much of my music. Like, every question, I'm gonna act like I'm into it. And then
like, if you do this, you gotta show me. I'm gonna show you her profile.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you her profile, and if you message her, I guarantee you she'll reply. If you message her and you tell her, all you gotta do is tell her I'm interested in trying to get money or whatever, because she's always putting posts like, DM me. Like,
it's lit then. It's lit, baby.
So I was like, only I can start out. Only I can start out trying to do a good deed and end up uncovering a fucking crime ring.
Why are you trying to be such a fucking nice guy, man? Mind your goddamn business.
Look, man.
All right, and go about your day.
Hey, man, you weren't seeing some of these messages.
Okay, let me ask you this. You seen Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
The first one.
Uh-huh.
You remember the scene when the brother and the sister are driving down the road and they see this guy throw something that appears to be
a body? Yeah, when they...
Are you that guy that goes back to help that person?
No.
Oh, okay. Not that much of an idiot, all right.
The fuck would I
had to ask.
Mike.
I had to ask.
There's a big difference between checking on a nigga online like, hey, you all right? This kind of seems like harassment and shit.
It's social media, though. Mind your fucking business.
I'm trying to be a good dude, all right?
Fuck that.
The world needs a little kindness, Mike.
Nah, man.
So, yeah. So, that happened.
That's crazy.
And then, later on, just as a surprise, as I told you, my girl hits me up. And
you're gonna like this one.
My girl hits me up.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you know this guy? And so I look on her phone and her messages.
Say the name.
And it's like,
hold on, because a fucking bomb getting dropped for this. All right, go ahead.
And I read the message. I read the message and it says Randy Boy TV. Oh God, Randy Boy TV, still active, still on the air, 2017.
Yo, man.
And so he he hit her up and he was like, yo, didn't you used to go out with? And she was like, yeah, I still go out with him. He's like, oh, tell my boy I said what up. I'm like, nigga, you know we're friends on Facebook. Right?
Tell my boy I said what's up.
You ain't slick, nigga. Like,
Yo, word. What you was trying to do, fam? Tell my boy I said what's up.
He's like, you realize I'm on your friends list,
Word,
right?
like, you come on, dog. See, it's not funny to the listeners because y'all don't know this nigga, yo. Y'all have to know this nigga to realize how hilarious this shit is.
It's really
It's
bad.
so fucking funny, man. Oh my God. Look, I'm about to go to my. I guess this is kind of good leading into my next question because this seems like some shit he would do. But all right, so you're in a group chat, right? You're in a guy group chat.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
me and my friends have one.
Yeah, I'm in one. I know a lot of guys are in one.
Yeah, everybody's got a group chat.
All right, this is the question. Let's say, excuse me. Say it's a regular day in a group chat. You know, y'all talking about regular guy shit, whatever. And one day, one of your mans that's in the group chat, he's single. Okay, he's single. You know, so let's say he accidentally puts a D pic in the group chat. Pause. Okay, everybody pause here. Settle down, Doobie. If you're gonna listen to this, pause. All right.
Okay.
Let's say he accidentally. I'm saying pause because he never did this. I'm just saying he makes everything crazy. So
yeah. Okay.
What? Oh yeah. We're not even gonna talk about that guy anymore.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's say your man accidentally, you know, he's trying to send his D pic to a shorty or whatever. He accidentally puts it in the group chat. What's the punishment for that? Like what happens to this guy?
I'll say this, man. If I'm in a group chat, and one of my friends sends me a dick pic,
and his next text is like, "Yo, my fault. That wasn't for y'all, man."
I'll just say this, man. He will never live that down.
Ever.
We will roast the shit out of him for the rest of his life.
Does he stay in the group chat?
Yeah, he'll stay in the group chat because we're gonna roast him. We're all gonna roast him.
My group chat, if that happens, that man is going on probation for a long time.
Probation.
He's out of the chat, man. He's out of the chat for at least a good month or two. He's out of the fucking chat, bro.
Jesus.
For real, that's violation, dog. I don't expect to see my man's meat in the fucking group chat.
I would rather not. But I mean,
you can't stay in the chat after that.
Accidents happen.
That's a big fucking accident.
Yeah, but accidents happen. Like
that's
dude,
scarring, dog. Like,
bro, didn't you like? I'm not even gonna go.
What are you talking about?
I was gonna say, didn't y'all niggas? You used to have a friend.
Say it.
You used to have a friend. His name starts with an L.
Wait. Okay, yeah.
Didn't y'all niggas like film? Well, not you, but didn't someone film him doing some fucked up shit with some girl and then they tagged his grandma and that shit on Facebook? So I mean, like you can't really talk.
First off, one tagged his grandmother.
That's what. It was really fucked up.
I never heard that.
record, they didn't just tag his grandma. They tagged a lot of people, but his grandma was one of the people they tagged in his sex film.
No, listen. I know what you're talking about, but look, one, I had nothing to do with that. Let's get that out there. Two, tag his fucking grandma. No,
dude,
they didn't tag his grandmother. If so, why is your grandmother on fucking Facebook?
I was told that it included his mom and his grandma.
Who told you this? That is fucking insane. Listen, I think I know who probably told you that fucked up shit too. I probably know. But no, that's bullshit. No.
Oh, man.
Listen, a friend of mine made a video of another used to be friend of mine, doing his thing with a shorty, and I guess it wasn't that great.
They tagged his grandma on Facebook in the video.
They uploaded the video on Facebook. The tag part, I don't know anything about.
I was told they tagged his grandma.
This is the first time I heard about his grandmother being tagged.
So fucked up.
If his grandmother was fucking tagged, that's hilarious. Like, could you imagine waking up? Oh, look, what my grandson what my baby done sent me today? what my baby done sent me today?
That's why, that's why when you talk, oh god,
Yo.
that's why when you talk about him, like you don't ever mention him by name, but when you talk about him, I always feel bad because I was like, no. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree with you, especially after that story you told me last time. That was weird. But grandma though.
I hope that's not true. I don't think that's true, man.
Dude, no. There was no reason for them to lie to me.
I'm going to ask, am I right about the person I'm thinking?
Possibly, probably.
It's
probably.
We'll talk off.
Probably.
We'll talk off.
Yeah. But I was specifically told that they tagged a lot of people in this shit, including that nigga's mom and his grandma.
My memory is shitty. I don't remember the grandmother. People might have been tagged.
I was like, y'all niggas have done some trifling shit. But
don't say y'all niggas. Don't put me in that shit.
Well, the group you associate with
niggas I know are crazy.
Have done some trifling shit in the past, Mike. Honestly. But I think, like, if anybody that's willing to do some shit like that, I don't think deserves to be upset about an accidental dick pic.
Nah.
I just don't. We've all sent wrong messages before. I think it's kind of careless that, like, I can't imagine the level of carelessness to accidentally send a dick pic to somebody.
Niggas be drunk. I almost done some crazy shit when I was drunk. But listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, Frazier, you send me a dick pic on accident. Pause.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm talking to you for a long time. That's not regular. That's not regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. No.
Oh man.
That's no. Listen. If that happens in my chat, you're out of the chat for a good month. Month is some change. And like you said, we're roasting you forever. You know how uncomfortable. Could you imagine the first time y'all actually chilling together after that situation happens?
Can you imagine
uncomfortable.
Can you imagine L's first Thanksgiving after that shit?
I didn't give a fuck then. And I don't give a fuck now.
Come on, bro. Whoever thought that shit up, that was some heartless shit.
I know who
that was some heartless shit.
I know who did it.
Because I was told 2 names were involved there. All right. 2 names.
You got a great memory, bro. I don't remember 2 names.
It's hard to forget tagging Mima and some shit like that. All right. You can't pull that shit off.
They tagged Ofuela. Come on, man. No. What my baby? Oh, look, my baby done sent me something on the book's face today. I wonder if it's a baby picture. Oh, let me look at this. Let me figure out how to work this, and I'm gonna see what I got.
They were calling him Short Stroke Shawty.
Oh
and
yeah, Short Stroke Shawty. Oh, yo, if that nigga listen to this episode, he gonna be mad.
Oh, dude, whatever.
Fuck.
Hey, man, you can't do much worse than tagging his grandma in a sex tape, bro.
I'm gonna find out if his fucking grandmother was tagged. I need answers.
Because if they did that shit, dude, that's some savage shit.
I need answers.
That is some savage shit.
I never heard of the grandma.
Like, I swear, Mike, I swear to you. Okay, I swear to you.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh man.
Fuck that.
Are you're calling right now?
I need to see.
Hold on, I'm paused. All right, but big thing I want to talk about. So earlier I mentioned to you that there's been a lot of shit about this new freshman cover, this double XL freshman cover, where nobody knows any of these people.
Yeah, a lot of them niggas,
And so I gotta ask you this, Ben, because you and I have had this debate over over hip hop legends and versus veterans and shit.
Yeah.
Which for some reason you just don't like to admit, that being a veteran is a good thing.
I never said that.
That's what every time I call someone a veteran, you're like, no, they're a legend. And I'm like, no, they're a vet.
See, this is what you're doing.
What?
You're doing it again.
I'm doing what?
I don't see the difference.
There's a big
In
difference.
certain situations. Listen, I'm just going to say the elephant in the room. 50. You keep calling him a veteran when he's very clearly a legend. That's the part I don't get. That's our biggest one. Like, a lot of people you mentioned, but the 50 situation is a big situation for me.
Mike, for me,
I have notes. I have some facts.
look, I concede to you there's an argument that can be made. That's what I'll say.
Once again, ladies and
there's
gentlemen.
an argument that can be made.
Once again,
that
we're going to ask
50 can
Frazier.
be that 50 can be considered a legend. There's an argument that can be made. I don't know if I agree.
Once again,
Well, he was definitely a veteran of the industry. I don't
Frazier,
know if he reached legendary status. I wouldn't say that.
Will you please explain to the people?
Are you gonna group 50 in with the likes of people like Tupac, Big, as far as New York rappers or whatever?
Yeah.
When you years down the line, you're gonna talk about 50 in the same league as names like that? Are you?
Yeah, I would. Sorry. But
So
can you explain to our great listeners, our great friends of the show,
okay.
Charles Hamilton, we're praying for you, brother. Explain to us in your head what a legend is.
For me, a legend has to be someone who not only have you achieved veteran status in the industry, you've either lasted a long period of time while creating like some sort of album or song or whatever
Okay, hold on.
that is going to last the test of time.
I want to stop you at every point, and I want to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Right there, when you said, in your opinion, you have to last a long period of time. Right?
I was saying you either have to last a long period of time, you have to achieve veteran status by lasting in the industry for a long period of time.
Okay.
In addition, if you're just lasting doesn't mean anything. That just makes you a vet. To be a legend, you also have to either pioneer something.
Okay.
I think that you can see in generations of rappers down the line. You're like, oh yeah, they're still following that blueprint that so-and-so set back years ago or whatever. You can see their influence in this artist, these even artists that are years after their career is over. And then on top of that, I think it definitely helps if you have a legendary body of work. Like, for instance, Nas has Illmatic, Jay-Z's got a couple. He's got Reasonable Doubt, he's got The Blueprint. Okay. You can make an argument for the Black Album.
Jay-Z, the best rapper of all time, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely...
Who's better?
Who's better than Jay?
All time.
All time?
Yeah.
All time?
All time.
I mean, just straight off the top of my head, I'll say Andre 3000.
Next. Let's go.
Whoa. Why you gonna diss Andre like that?
Listen.
You're telling... Even Jay-Z will tell you he's not as good of a rapper as Andre 3000.
That's not all it takes to be the greatest of all time. You don't have to just rap good.
If I'm gonna say the greatest,
Cassidy raps fucking good. Is he an all timer?
Okay, let me be real about Cassidy, okay? Because I like Cassidy.
Okay.
But Cassidy is an above average rapper, but he can't make a song to save his fucking life.
It doesn't matter, but he can rap. You didn't say nothing about making a song. All you said was rapping.
Because you said being a rapper.
What?
Being
so
a rapper.
So you're saying lyrically, right? That's what I'm assuming.
Like when I say rap skill levels, okay?
That means lyrics.
I'm talking about lyrics and I'm talking about technical ability.
Okay.
I'm talking about the level.
So the other stats mean nothing.
Basically, what it comes down to, Mike, is lyrics and your technical ability. If you're judging somebody, and if you're judging somebody as a rapper,
So
if you're judging somebody strictly as a rapper, then technical ability is number one.
So let me rephrase.
Being able to put words together, do both simple and complex patterns and flows, switch up your flow numerous times, write different types of beats, do numerous types of flows.
To who? To who's? Where is it written?
I've already talked about the whole art of rapping, Mike. The whole art.
Let me rephrase the question. A hip hop artist.
Yeah.
Who do you think is Jay-Z not the greatest hip hop artist?
I think he's definitely in top 10, top 5 even. I don't think he's number one.
Okay,
I just don't. As
who
far as artistry,
who do you think?
as far as hip hop artistry,
Artists, yes.
I don't think Jay-Z comes close to Tupac or even Kanye, who's his protege. If we're talking about artistically, Jay-Z does not have he hasn't achieved the level of artistry that they have achieved. If we're talking about rapping, if we're talking about rapping, he's a far better rapper than Kanye. Now, I'm not saying Jay-Z's not an amazing rapper, but if we're talking, you're like, as a hip hop artist, Jay-Z isn't artistically as competent as Kanye. That's why he let Kanye take the lead on what was the fucking album? Watch the Throne. You're not gonna tell me that was a Jay-Z influenced album. You can tell who took the lead on that album.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
This is what you're telling me. You're like, either we're judging them based on rapping ability or we're judging them based on hip hop artistry. There's a big difference. Jay-Z has done a lot for hip hop's culture, and he is a far, far better rapper than Kanye. But if we're talking about somebody who has had an impact on the sound of hip hop and generations of rappers, then he's not touching Kanye with that. We wouldn't even have these sing-song rappers like Drake and stuff like that if Kanye hadn't come out with 808s and Heartbreak, which Drake bit his whole style from.
So, as a hip-hop artist.
As a hip-hop artist.
You have Kanye over Jay-Z.
As an artist.
Not all that other shit you just try to cover.
As an artist?
As a hip-hop artist, which includes relevance, album sales.
No. Album sales?
Artists.
So we're talking about commercial success too?
Listen, you gotta stop acting like that don't mean nothing, dude.
I don't put a lot of stock in commercial success.
You don't, but that means something. If that was the case, niggas wouldn't make albums. What's the point of making an album then?
Look, man, I get it. I just don't think if we're gonna compare skill levels, I don't think commercial album sales have anything to do with it. So what
is the point of making an album? You always rave about Illmatic. What is the point of him making Illmatic?
I'm not even I don't rave about Illmatic. I like Illmatic. I don't even think that's Nas's best album.
Okay.
But all I said was that you could not compare Get Rich or Die Trying to the level of status Illmatic has achieved in the culture. You can't do that.
I'm glad you went back to that because you said to be a legend, you have to, if not last a long period of time, you have to pioneer something and all that, right? Mm-hmm. That artists are doing a long time from now.
Yeah.
Okay, now find a way to defend this and crawl out of this one like you always do.
All right.
Pioneering something. Did 59 invent mixtapes? Was he not the first person to do mixtapes?
He wasn't the first, but he did make the art popular, yes.
Okay, and he explained that then. How that alone doesn't make this man a legend off of your logic? Please explain.
That's why I said there's an argument that can be
How
made.
is it? No. You see, no. You cannot 1 minute say out your mouth an artist has to do something. He has to pioneer something.
It's a different
But when
thing.
he pioneers something, now it's an argument to be made.
He made very popular a technique. Well, not even a technique, just a move, a move for marketing. That's what I'll say. He made a marketing move popular. I'm not going to compare that.
A big niggas still make mixtapes.
Yes,
there's
I know.
Some artists. You realize there's some artists. I look way more forward than their mixtapes than their actual fucking album.
Yeah, I'm aware.
There's a lot of artists like that.
Yeah, because the labels don't have the say on the mix. Exactly. I get that, and I'm just saying that I don't think that you can really compare introducing a marketing tool to. I don't think you can introducing a marketing tool to someone who has put together like an album that people are like, hey, this is where I draw all of my inspiration from as an artist. this is where this is my main source of inspiration. This was when I decided I wanted to be a rapper. This is when I can Get Rich or Die Trying for me. I think it's a great album. I really, really like the album. I have the album. I just don't think, and it had a great big impact commercially. It was really successful, but I think it was a great album for its time. I don't think anybody is gonna be like, when they years from now, when they're asking people, well, when did you decide you wanted to be a rapper? When I heard Get Rich or Die Trying.
You're not saying Illmatic.
People before our generation, plenty of people were saying Illmatic.
No. Believe this or not, a lot of niggas aren't listening to Illmatic today, bro.
Mike,
sorry.
They're teaching classes about that album.
It's just not. It's just not happening.
They're teaching classes about that album.
You can say
Mike.
all of that.
You
it's
cannot.
Not
You
happening.
cannot. You cannot
not
deny.
Happening.
You cannot deny.
I don't know anybody of all my friends that say,
Uh-huh.
I listen to Illmatic. No one mentions that shit.
Do you know?
And I'm not trying to disrespect the man, but no one mentions that shit.
Is Illmatic a legendary album?
Yeah, yes, I guess it is. But I'm not listening to it. I don't listen to it.
Is it a legendary album?
Yes.
Do they teach classes about that album?
What is that? I don't know. You telling me.
Yes.
I've never heard of that until
They
you told
have
me.
books that have been written about that album. That album is studied in the canon because it is considered the greatest hip-hop album. It's considered the blueprint for what a hip-hop album was supposed to be at the time it came out.
This is what you do. What the fuck does that mean to me? That's someone's opinion. Just because you write a book on something doesn't mean I have to agree. Oh, that must be the greatest.
I'm not
they wrote
saying
a book
you
on
have
it.
to agree with it, Mike. I'm saying that it clearly was a landmark album.
You are clearly backpedaling because you have
I'm not
some sort of
backpedaling.
you said pioneer something.
Yes.
50 pioneer mixtapes.
A marketing tool.
But that doesn't count.
It's
How does that not count?
Because a marketing tool is different from okay, look. Mixtapes are a big part. I'll give you this.
It's a huge part.
This is why I'm saying you can make an argument. Mixtapes are a big part of hip hop culture.
It's a huge part of hip hop. Not big. It's a huge. Mixtapes.
Are we really going to argue about big versus huge, Mike?
Yes, we are, because mixtapes make niggas careers.
Yes. Okay.
So
mixtapes are a big deal.
Huge?
They're a big deal.
That's it.
They're a big deal.
Okay,
yes, that's what
right.
I'm saying. There's an argument to be made. There's an argument to be made. I just don't think it's the same. It's quite the same as, for instance, like Snoop coming in and pioneering these, or better yet, I'll take it back further, just so I can start at Rakim coming in and pioneer and introducing multi-syllable rhyme schemes into hip hop that you can still see people building on to this day. I mean, you don't see 50 doing
Explain that Snoop one you was about to say.
Okay, when Snoop came out on the West Coast,
okay,
nobody was rapping like Snoop. Snoop
he had a unique sound.
Snoop inspired an entire generation of West Coast rappers.
Who else sounds like Snoop today?
Vince Staples, who's like the most popular up and coming.
His voice, or you mean like rap scheming on it? Because they do not rap the same. I am a fan of Vince Staples. They do not rap the fucking same.
You can't tell me he don't sound like Snoop Dogg, though.
His voice may sound like him. Yeah, I'll give you that. But they definitely do not rap. Their flows are completely different.
So he's not building on the same image that Snoop came up with. I'm a Crip from Long Beach.
What
and
does that?
That was the thing that Snoop made popular.
So you're telling me this. So because Snoop was a Crip first, you had other niggas like, hey,
I'm not.
How do you?
I'm not. Mike, no.
No.
You're misunderstanding me. You're saying how does Vince Staples sound like Snoop? I'm saying he does. He clearly has a lot of influence from Snoop Dogg. You're not going to tell me that Snoop does not. There's not clearly an influence.
I'm pretty sure Kendrick Lamar has a big influence from Snoop Dogg. He doesn't sound like fucking Snoop Dogg though. Kendrick Lamar, you can tell who he learned to rap from. He learned to rap from listening to Andre 3000. His rhyme schemes are clearly inspired by Andre, which is why I'm saying, and Andre is a legend. So you mean to tell me Kendrick was not influenced by Snoop at all?
I'm not going to say that, but the way he raps was clearly influenced by another legend, Andre, who introduced a different way of rapping. No, when Outkast came out,
okay,
and they pioneered that whole the eclectic type of Southern hip hop, that then became really, really popular, and you still see elements of today
It's-
with throwing in weird shit and stuff. Nobody was doing that
It's
before.
no point of making my points because every point I make, you're just going to say I'm somewhere to backtrack out of it.
How am I backtracking?
So 50 wasn't he sort of responsible of bringing back? I wouldn't even say
back.
he started. Hold on, I wouldn't even say he started it, but I don't know. But I'll say he brought back this aggressive, shoot 'em up gangster rap. Who was doing that? You know who was running New York at that time, and he got him the fuck out.
Ja.
Ja was not sounding like Fifth. Fifth came with that grimy, rugged sound and took shit over. And a lot of niggas imitated that, like how you're saying.
Are we gonna forget where Ja started though?
No, we not. Don't see. That's what you're doing again. Answer what I just said. I'm not fuck Ja. What did I just say about 50? See, stop backtracking and trying to go to Ja. That's what you do.
No, I'm just saying
that about
you were,
50.
You were like he brought back gangster rap.
He might have started not
East Coast.
gangster rap, but he might have started that real grimy gunplay, walking around with bulletproof vests.
And this is why I'm gonna tell you that that's not true. Okay.
Yeah.
50.
What a surprise. What a shocker. That's not true.
50 was clear. New York had a long tradition of New York is the birthplace not only just of hip hop, but it's the birthplace of the genre of hardcore hip hop.
That's a fact.
The same shit that Mobb Deep used to do, the same shit that Onyx used to do, and then later on when DMX came out, they were like New York was known for that gritty gunplay, I'll rob you, I'll shoot you, I'll stomp you out thing. That was what its image was. You act like the Locks and Wu-Tang weren't popular. Like by the time 50 came out, Jadakiss was a well-known MC in New York.
What I'm saying is that sound died.
It
and
died.
50 brought it back, and now
died.
it's
Who else?
You don't
who
mention.
Else?
You
who
not know.
else
You're not a young.
besides Ja? Who else besides Ja was doing sing-song records?
It doesn't. That
Almost
was the
every
move. Though.
almost
That's
every
New York.
other New York rapper was still doing the same shit that 50 did.
And all right, and who were they talking about? Ja Rule. If you wanted, Ja Rule was almost equivalent to Drake right now. If you want to hit,
Yes, he was.
Go
he
get
was,
fucking
he
Ja.
Was, he was the hit
Go
maker.
get
But
Ja.
you're saying that.
And that was the sound. That was the NY sound. I'm not disputing or disagreeing with you when you said the Wu-Tang and they was rapping like that. Yes, they were. But we're not going to sit here and act like that sound didn't die for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got brought back by Fifth. And he got the shit up out of it.
So
Another thing I can tell you Fifth started was that dissing everybody. Not just one person, that going at niggas.
Dissing everybody?
Every nigga.
50 was
Tell me a
not
nigga
the
before
first.
50. Tell me a rapper before 50. I'll shut the fuck up if you can. Tell me a rapper before 50 that dissed at least 5 niggas on one song.
Pac.
Who? What you talking about in
Hit him up. Hit him up. Yeah.
Yeah, he dissed the whole group. He dissed people that were cool with each other. Fifth was going at niggas who was from every goddamn way.
He
didn't give a
Pac
fuck
did the
where you was
same
from.
thing. Nobody was
Cool.
fucking. You like okay?
Pac this big Lil Kim.
Lil Kim.
Let's
just group
Prodigy.
all of Junior Mafia.
Like
he
all
did
of Junior Mafia.
He did.
You mean Little C's? Who gives a fuck
Lil
about
C-
anybody else in Junior
Lil's
Mafia?
fine.
Little C's and Kim.
He did
Name me
big.
somebody else from Junior Mafia.
Big.
Exactly. Name your shit. Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. Exactly.
Big. He dissed Big. He dissed Kim. He dissed
All
Faith.
in the same group.
He dissed Diddy.
All in the same.
He dissed Lil C's.
a
Then
group.
he went to Mobb Deep.
Okay.
Then he went to Chino XL. He
50 dissed him
also,
too.
huh? What?
Didn't 50 diss him too?
50? Did 50 have beef with Chino?
I think 50 dissed him.
I
I'm
don't
not
follow Chino, so I don't know. But yeah, he dissed Chino XL.
Uh-huh.
And then on top of that, he had several other him and DMX had beef. He dropped a diss song towards Nas shortly after Hit 'Em Up. Like, he even had beef with the fucking Fugees. He was dissing a lot of people around that time. But why? Because him and Suge had a lot of beef with a lot of different people. He wasn't just going at people who were cool with each other. He was dissing a lot of different people, Mike.
That was Suge beef.
We're not gonna act like he would like 50 was the first person to come in dissing people
He's
by
not
calling
the first,
them out.
but once again, nigga that brought it back.
Okay, so bringing
not
it,
giving him
but
credit for
that's
any
what
of that.
I'm giving him credit.
He's
I'm telling you,
relighting
he has-
flames.
I'm
Like-
saying he was a veteran of the industry. He had a huge impact, but you cannot say just because you bring something back, Mike, that doesn't make you a legend.
So
if
does
that's
he
the
get
case,
credit-
If that's the case, Game is the biggest legend on the West
So
Coast because
does
he
he-
brought
so-
the entire fucking West Coast back.
So-
I don't think he's a legend though.
So
that doesn't make him a legend.
So does he get any credit for getting Ja Rule, arguably one of the biggest stars from New York, the fuck up out of here? That doesn't add
He
anything
gets
to his resume.
he gets credit, although I like Ja, but he gets
I like
credit.
Ja as well.
He gets credit for that. I'm not going to take that away from him.
That doesn't help him either.
I don't know. What do you want me to say, Mike?
You're not
He
making
gets.
sense.
I'm giving him credit.
But you're not making sense.
How am I not making sense?
You said someone needs to pioneer something.
Yes.
He pioneered mixtapes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a flaw.
And that's what. And I said, what did I say? There's an argument that can be made.
How can-
Because it's a marketing tool, Mike.
so-
it's not a flow. It's not a style of rap.
Mixtapes
It's
are
not
a
style.
huge thing.
They
in
are
hip-hop
a thing, but
that
they are
he
not
started.
a style of rapping. They are not.
It doesn't. So what are you're not saying shit. You're saying shit about Illmatic and shit like that. He started mixtape. Mixtapes weren't around until this man started it. Your favorite rapper probably got a goddamn mixtape.
Everybody's doing mixtapes.
Almost every artist has at least one mixtape. You yourself have goddamn mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
All right? He started this.
Mm-hmm.
You was making your argument about me saying he brought shit back. All right. Good point. He started something, and you're still trying to find a loophole to not give this man his credit.
I have no problem. I would have no problem saying 50 is a legend. If
That is
I really
so untrue because you
No.
have a problem.
I would have no
The
problem
facts are
if I
pointing.
really thought that he would be considered a legendary figure in hip hop years from now. I just don't think he will be. Like I'm saying, there's an argument that can be made. There's an argument you can make based off of the mixtapes. I just don't see years down the line, people are going to be talking about 50 as this legendary figure in hip hop. I don't see it happening. I just don't.
Another thing you do is, it's no point in me reading stats because you're just going to poo-poo on the stats. You're just going to shit on the stats. That makes no point.
Read the stats.
I'm not even talking about Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm talking about the second album,
The Massacre, okay.
which sold 1.14
Yeah.
million copies.
All right.
Not period. The first 4 days.
Yeah.
1.14 million.
He had a huge buzz.
1.14 million.
He had a huge buzz.
4 days.
Yeah.
4 days.
Uh-huh.
I want to hear you defend that.
The album did well. What do you want me to say?
It was number 1 on the Billboard 200 for 6 straight weeks.
Yeah. He had a huge impact.
He was
At
the
the
first. He was the first solo artist with 3 singles in the Billboard top 5 in the same week.
Mm-hmm.
None of these stats mean nothing to you. And those songs were Candy Shop, Disco Inferno, and How We Do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's not saying that. But let me see, we got some more stats here. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying, probably the most hyped album by an artist in about the decade. Get Rich debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 872,000 his first 4 days. The lead single in the club noted by the source as its very home fucking origin. That set a Billboard record for most listened to songs on the radio in history within a week.
Mm-hmm.
That was for In the Club.
Okay. You realize
none of that means nothing to you, right?
I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything. He had a great commercial career.
Can we talk about the people he signed to that had success with their first albums? Or that doesn't mean nothing either.
I don't. That's less of a thing. He had a great commercial career, Mike. He was a successful artist. He was successful.
And this is what I don't get. If you're going by that, why does any artist have to make a mixtape if all you're gonna say is they had a good commercial career?
I don't
then
think.
What is the point of making an album?
Plenty of people have great commercial careers. Maybe not to that extent, but I mean, there's lots of records that have been broken by artists who we're not even considered.
Let me guess. Illmatic wasn't great commercially, right?
It didn't do well commercially when it first came out. No. I just don't think you can judge the impact on a culture by the first week sales of the album. If it did well, yeah, He was a popular artist he was the most popular artist at that time, dropping an album that was being pushed. He was the flagship artist of a powerful record label who were pushing him. 50 was everywhere. He was on everybody's single. He was all over the radio.
A lot of artists do that. And a lot of artists don't sell 1.14 million in 4 days.
He was basically where Drake is now.
He sold 1.14 million in 4 days. I don't give a fuck about no commercial. Nothing. That shit don't have. You hear? Listen to that number. Well, 1.14 million in 4 days.
Let me ask you something. Well,
Drake, it ain't even a week.
Let me ask you something. Will Drake be a legend?
Drake is not. I wouldn't consider him a legend right now.
But I'm saying, do you think he will be a legend?
Yes. Yes.
You think he will?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If he continues to kill shit like he's doing, yes, I do. Yes. Stats don't lie. This is the problem with you. You just dispute fucking stats.
Okay. Because here's my thing. If you think that Drake will be a legend, I disagree. But if you think he will be a legend, then of course you will think 50 is a legend. And if you think Drake will be a legend, then there's nothing I can argue with you about that. Because what I'm saying is, I think that he's on top. He is a star at the moment. He makes music that is representative of the time we're in currently. That's not a light thing that I'm saying. That's a big compliment. That's not an easy thing to achieve. That's something you get a lot of credit for. It's not easy to have numbers like that. It's not easy to be in the limelight, the premier artist in a genre. It's not easy to get to that point. I'm giving 50 credit for it, and I'm giving Drake credit for it. I just don't think they will reach the level of legendary status.
What's the point of answer this question? What's the point of an artist making an album if all you're gonna do is say it's commercially success? So what's by your logic? What's the point of making an album?
For the culture to prove, hey, I can create something that is really, really fucking great. I can put together songs like this. I can put together songs like that. I am an artist. That's the whole point.
So that artist that's doing that. You mean to tell me they're not thinking, hey, this is something that's going to help my legacy and make me be considered as one of the best in the game.
It depends.
Make me a legend.
It really depends on which artist you're talking about.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Not every artist thinks like that, Mike.
I understand that, but so you mean it's so if albums mean shit, basically, like you're just saying they mean shit. That's what I'm getting. Why is it the legends that you're speaking of? Why do Jay-Z brag about his albums and sales and this and that? Why does Nas brag about albums and sales like that if albums basically mean shit to you? Can't answer that, huh?
I can.
Explain that.
Because hip hop is a genre based around around being able to stunt.
You have.
If you look, who's not gonna pride themselves on album sales? That doesn't make you a legendary figure.
If every artist went by your goddamn logic, they wouldn't make albums. If in the back of their mind, all they will say was, "Oh, only thing people are gonna say is my commercial success. This isn't gonna help my career at all." That makes no fucking sense. You can't sit here and dispute stats, facts, numbers. We praise the fucking Beatles in them for their numbers. It's not the only thing, but it's part of the reason they're so legendary. Because of their stats, their albums, their singles. All that shit means something. These legendary people, Michael Jackson, we give him credit for being the king of pop. How the fuck do you become the king of pop? From albums and singles and shit. Fam, you don't just become that. Yes, Michael Jackson is the greatest performance. He's the greatest performer ever. He gets credit for that too.
His songs have stood the test of time.
I understand that, but doesn't Michael Jackson have albums?
Yes.
So what the fuck? Don't we talk about Thriller and shit like that?
Yeah.
So Thriller has nothing to do with Michael Jackson's career?
Thriller has everything to do with his career.
Is it Thriller an album?
It is.
I'm done with this conversation.
I don't know.
You don't make sense.
You're out. Your point.
That doesn't. So hold on. So when it comes to, in 50's case, Get Rich or Die Trying, it was good for its time.
Yeah.
It
was a great album.
So when Thriller does it, that wasn't good. That wasn't good for its time.
Thriller is a very different thing.
Was Thriller good for its time?
Yes, it was pretty ahead of its time, actually.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a difference. Thriller was ahead of its time musically and with the songs they were making. It was not the common sound of the 80s when that album came out. It was a pretty unheard of thing. 50 came out with a great album that represented the time we were in. There was nothing on, as much as I love Get Rich or Die Trying, there was nothing on there that we had never heard before. I'm just going to say that.
The Club wasn't...
It was a great song. Amazing. One of Dr. Dre's best productions.
Tell me a song that sounds like In the Club today.
Song. A great song. But was it Mike, it was nothing there was nothing on 50's album that had not been heard of before.
I just said In the Club. Tell me
what about In the Club was different from other songs?
Tell me a song today that sounds like In the Club.
And what are you talking about? There's plenty of songs about being in the club. Plenty of them.
So
a hard-hitting beat with lyrics about being in a club.
And that was 2000 and when was Get Rich or Die Trying?
Get Rich or Die Trying was, I think it was 2003.
2003. So you mean to tell me it took all the way to 2003 for someone to make an impact song about being in the club?
Mike.
Tell me before that. What artist before that made a, like you said, catchy song about being in the club?
There were plenty of songs about being in the club, Mike.
From who?
We're talking 2003?
From
Did
who?
you forget what the early 2000s were like, Mike?
Still waiting from who?
From who?
From who?
Everybody.
Who?
Everybody was making songs about
who?
Ja Rule's whole thing was about parties in the fucking club.
Tell me one song that was Living It Up.
Yes, Living It Up.
Living It Up was as big as In the Club? No. Next
no,
one.
I'm not.
Next.
You're talking about the commercial stature. All I said was there was nothing on that album that had not been heard before.
You can't sit here and talk like a single in the album doesn't mean anything to an artist's career.
It meant a lot. I gave you that. I'm just saying it doesn't make you a legendary figure.
Massacre, 1.14 people, 4 days. It took him 4 days to sell what niggas don't even touch in their whole career. It took him 4 days to do that. Niggas don't sell that regular.
He had a huge buzz.
He did it in 4 days.
Yes, he had a huge buzz. He was the biggest.
And who's for it? You mean to tell me he did nothing to generate his own goddamn buzz?
I'm not saying that. He had a great run. He had a great career.
You're so fucking frustrating, bro. I swear to God. That helps him. He didn't just sit back and say, yo, Interscope, y'all just do everything. I'm going to chill. No, he was out there doing shit on his own. You mean to tell me Interscope probably was like, here goes fucking 50, doing 50 shit again. They wasn't controlling this nigga. They wasn't telling him everything to do. You think they was good about him dissing Nas and Hove and these niggas? You think they was okay with that?
As long as they were making money and it was drawing in, yes, they were okay.
Fuck out of here. Did you know Diddy didn't want to sign 50 because all of the, the negative heat?
I know.
Yeah. He was like, I don't need any of this right now.
But that's Diddy.
What you mean?
Diddy is very, very deep with white America. He has, if there's ever been a place Diddy has been successful, it's in transfer. No, you can't. Diddy has been successful. He made his career off of taking hardcore hip hop artists and making them profitable and marketable and presentable to white America. That was his whole deal. There are stories. They had interviews with Biggie and interviews with Mace about how Mace was like, I wanted to do street records. I wanted to do hard records. But Diddy was like, nah, we're not going to do that because all that's going to get you is a dap on the street corner. We need to get you in on magazines and stuff. You're not going to be Murder Mace no more. You're going to be Pretty Boy Mace now. And we're going to make songs about being in the club and dance with girls and shit. He did the same thing to Biggie. That's how they made the song.
Yeah, Biggie made a lot of shit about being in the club. And Biggie didn't make anything about shooting and killing niggas. And,
the whole Diddy's whole marketing scheme for Biggie was we gonna have singles that are about us having fun, showing us in jacuzzis and flashy cars and stuff, so it looks less threatening. And then on the record, we'll have records that are as hard as everybody else's. That was his genius strategy. That's been his whole career. I'm gonna take rappers and make them marketable to white America. That's where he's always been successful. So of course he wasn't gonna try.
Come on, bro. What artist isn't accepted in white America?
Dude, no. You're thinking about today. This was a very, very different thing.
No, let's go.
If we're going back to the 90s, let's go back to the 90s, all right? If you in New York, the main acts were Big, Nas, Wu-Tang. Those were the three main acts coming out of New York.
And let me guess, Big was the only one that, what are you saying, that was appealing to white people?
He was.
You know, I gotta admit this about you. You'll be the first person to tell me some shit I've never heard before.
You're not gonna tell, dude. Do you know, like
ever before?
Think about the singles. Think about the singles from Ready to Die versus the singles from other albums, from Into the Woo or singles from Illmatic. You know why on It Was Written? Do you know why on It Was Written Nas went and hired the track masters and started dressing in flashy suits and stuff and adopting Nas Escobar as his persona and showing and making videos of him with tons of money and stuff like that? Do you know why he said he did that? Because Diddy's strategy got Biggie nominated and winning Artist of the Year at the awards. He wasn't getting recognition for doing the shit he was doing.
At what awards?
At what awards?
You just said he got. Oh, I thought you meant like he. Did you mean awards period, or just like an award show? I mean,
I'm not remembering the exact thing they had back then, but it was an interview with Nas where he was like, this is why he hired the track masters who were Diddy's producers. Mm-hmm. He hired them to craft and tried to copy the sound of Biggie's singles simply because he was like, well, this whole high class mafioso type, we're in the club, we're dressing nice, nobody was rapping about Gucci and stuff before Big.
Okay.
And that was Diddy's marketing strategy. That's all I'm saying.
Just because it's a strategy and you want this to go
way
doesn't mean that's what it happens.
It worked. Nobody had girls singing on hooks and stuff on their singles before.
No pure white person. No disrespect to my white people. There's no pure white person that is remembering Big for his songs. They're remembering him maybe for one or two songs that were really big, but they're really remembering about, the guy that was beefing with the Tupac and he died and da-da-da. You're not going to a pure white person, they're telling you lyrics and songs and history. You're not. And don't front like you are. You're not.
I'm not
Especially
saying
not with fucking Nas.
I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that when you have three acts from New York and one of them outsold the other two combined and was on covers of magazines.
Because it was nothing like Big. There was no one like Big.
What was the difference? They were all making...
Because Big, out of those people, I would think Big had the coolest flow. He was unique. Big was different. It wasn't because of that bullshit you saying and trying to get white people.
Mike, you're not going to take
Everybody was on a goddamn magazine. You didn't have to appeal to white people to get on a magazine.
They did not start... Mike, you ain't going to tell me... Nas,
no.
We straight up just said Illmatic did not sell well when it first came out. Neither did Into the Woo.
Okay.
Ready to Die did record numbers when it came out in New York.
You know what else did?
Why did it do that?
Why?
It wasn't just because Biggie had a dope flow. He did. He was a great rapper. But let's be for real. He wasn't seeing Nas just bar for bar, and he definitely wasn't seeing top tier Wu-Tang members.
So that
he
Ready
was
to Die
on par. He was on par with them.
So that Ready to Die record.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help Big's career? Or
yes, it helped a lot.
Does that help make him a legend?
Do you know what was different about Ready to Die?
Does that help make him a legend?
Does it make him a legend?
No, not make it. Like, does it help?
It helps him because it was a landmark album because of what it changed in hip hop. When that album dropped, like I said, before Diddy came up with this strategy, you weren't hearing songs with girls singing the hooks. Everything was hardcore hip hop. Well, you weren't singing no girls singing the hooks on the songs. You weren't hearing people rap about Gucci and high end fashion companies.
It doesn't matter.
You weren't hearing
that helps him, right? That album helps him, right?
Yes, because it changed an entire sound and it impacted the culture forever.
Okay.
People are still
forever,
rapping about.
Really? Yeah.
People are still
rapping. So to get Rich or Die Trying. That's what I was waiting. That was my punchline.
How?
So does get Rich or Die Trying. How is it? How is it Ready to Die? See, this the shit. This the shit, and you're not even gonna understand it. This the shit you do. You just said Ready to Die helped Big's career, helped him become a legend, right? Because it changed shit not only for that time, but you tried the forever shit. Ready to Die didn't change shit forever. Sorry.
Hold on one second.
You asked me. Let me
I'm
talk.
gonna let you talk.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna stop this because we've run out of time.